So if you saw the title, Pretending to be Homeless, that is certainly a choice and a wild one at that. And it's just weird to me, crazy really, that you have rich people trying to pretend that they're poor, or in this case, trying to pretend like they're homeless. And they're really just trying to do it for their own validation, like the ignorance it takes to believe that poor people are just poor because they want to be poor is the most classist thing I can think of. That's where the real divide in America lies in. Politics, race, all that gets easily just thrown in as a culprit, but classism, this idea that somehow someone who has less money than you is beneath you, they're doing something wrong, or something is inherently wrong with them. So, the person in the thumbnail, this guy named Mike Black, he's a millionaire pretending to be homeless. He was trying to do this experiment for whatever reason, where he believed all it took was hard work to become a millionaire. Sometimes you have to have connections, maybe just dumb luck. But again, people do not just want to be poor or are just lazy. Some of the hardest working people I have ever met are still living paycheck to paycheck. So this mindset that folks like this guy have are what's damaging to this country. These are the type of people that like to seek office, who like to try and run businesses really at the expense of everyone around them. So to give you some background on what I mean by what this guy tried to do, he tried to, again, make $1 million within a 12-month journey, but he had to quit 10 months in. He only did about $64,000 in total revenue from what I could find here on the internet. But the thing is, here's a question for this Mike Black, if he ever sees it. How much did you spend? A lot of people think homeless people are just around, on a park bench somewhere because that's free. It's costly actually to be homeless. And I don't mean that just in monetary terms, because that's something of a surprise. I know can be surprising to a lot of people, but it's taxing on your health. That's mental and physical. And in truth, you are at the bottom of society. A lot of society does not care for homeless people. Very often they are hostile to homeless people. So when this guy thinks that you can go from 0 to 1 million off of just hard work, again, he just did this to try and reinforce his own ignorance and looks at what he did as some kind of success. When, if you read up on his story and what he had to go through, he had to rely on the kindness of strangers for most of what was going through, what he was going through in any positive aspect of his journey. So in truth, you're not self-made. You are part of a society. You are part of a larger group of people who can and will be there for you. But at the same time, don't think that you're special just because of the money in your bank account. This guy needs to humble himself, seriously. Like, still, at this point, he even has a website and everything right now, really to track this. This is what I mean. Like, you're just pretending you're cosplaying. Homeless people don't have websites. Homeless people aren't out here, just like taking selfies and vlogging about their homelessness and making money off of it. Like, it's just wild to me that people with money, like, they just see poverty as some kind of, I don't know, hobby. Like, what do you think poor people are doing? Like, I literally don't get it. Like, it's so weird to me that so many rich people from affluence, especially the children from affluence, jump into poverty as their persona. Like, it's something to build a personality around. Like, what the hell do you think people are doing, barely surviving, maybe skipping meals, not being able to feed their kids, not knowing where, like, the money is going to come for rent or food and how you have to split things up. Like it, it is just like so wild to me that people can choose to think like this. And then when you try to explain it to them, it's just like reminds me of that dumbass little girl. What was her name? Paris Hilton. She had that shirt on where, she's like, has her hands up, talking about stop being poor. Like wow. Like it just gets to me how willfully ignorant some people are. And of course, this person again, Mike Black, looks at what he did through all the ignorance that, again, he needed folks to come to his aid. He needed people's kindness and their generosity, and yet will still preach that it's only hard work and determination that's needed to become successful. And this is like, again, where it really gets to me, like, and just makes me wonder, like, what exactly is wrong with you folks who act like this? I said, again, he tried to do it for 12 months, had to quit at 10 months. Poor people can't just quit being poor. You're stuck in that cycle very often, and it's hard to break that cycle because America hates the poor. There's always the dream, folks are talking about that you hear all the time, but it costs. And usually the only ones who can really play the game are those who come from money. That's why they try and sell you that success story of, someone coming from poverty, like, oh, they overcame everything. Well, of course, because the system is rigged against you. It's a miracle, really, that folks get out of that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. Like, most of America is set up in a way that just drains you financially. That's why so many people are out here, like, depressed, just resentful of where they are in life, and just want to pretend that they're not poor. It's why you only see this kind of mindset truly in America. Like, I've never seen in any other countries that I have visited where someone who is stuck paycheck to paycheck, or if they even have a job, they're unemployed, still trying to wear designer clothes because somehow that makes them better. It's weird. America is warped in that sense. And then you have folks like this who get praise from his followers, because he had followers, social media followers, who are helping him in the sense of, egging him on, giving him support, that somehow you're doing the right thing, and somehow, you're showcasing the best of humanity. One of the people that helped him out was someone with an RV who let him stay somewhere, because again, he was homeless. He was trying to do this whole homeless thing. And you're seeing someone who doesn't have anywhere to, like, lay their head. You're exposed to elements. That's something that the homeless are dealing with on a daily basis. From the cold of winter to the hot of summer, you are just out there. And again, someone was generous to him with an RV, let him stay inside so he wouldn't be, again, exposed to elements. My question to you is, especially to Mike Black, if you ever see this, will you show that same generosity to that man who let you stay in his RV once you get back to your millionaire lifestyle? I seriously doubt it. You don't care about those people. You look at them as something to, almost like basically stepping stones on your way to your better lifestyle. So again, to those people who have money and look at poverty as, again, some kind of lifestyle that you can just take on, you need help. I'm not sponsored by anyone, but if BetterHelp.com, wants to sponsor this video, please reach out. There's a whole group of people that need your help. But those are just my thoughts. This just like kind of sickens me to see folks just so happily pretending to be something that they're not, and they know it affects people in the worst ways. People seriously have their mental health deteriorate to a point that you look at them and see, okay, this person might be crazy. Of course, they're going crazy. You go try and sleep outside, whereas people will literally try to rob you, maybe even murder you, all because you're homeless. Not because you're a bad person, you're just homeless. And this person is out here trying to pretend like it's just some hobby. It's just something to pass the time. Because again, poor people can't quit being poor. Those are my thoughts. If you have any thoughts of your own, go ahead and put them in the comments. Let me know if there's any other topics like this that you want me to cover. And yeah, I'm going to try and relax because that one got my blood pressure a little high.